Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Money Girl's Quick and Dirty Tips for a Richer Life. I'm Laura Adams. In today's episode, I'll tell you 5 ways the new credit card rules can help protect your finances. You may remember that a new regulation called the Card Act became law back in May of 2009. The name is an abbreviation for the Credit Card Accountability, Responsibility, and Disclosure Act. The rules for the legislation didn't go into effect right away, but instead were scheduled to roll out in 3 separate phases. The first phase was in August of 2009. The second phase goes into effect this week on February 22nd, and the final phase will be in August of 2010. I covered the first round of rules in a previous podcast, but here's a quick recap of the 3 most important points that became law last year. Those credit card rules require creditors to give you written notice 45 days in advance of making any substantial changes to the terms of your account, such as hiking your interest rate or increasing your fees. They must inform you in writing that if you don't accept their new terms, such as additional fees, you can close your account and pay it off under the old terms. And they must deliver your account statements electronically or by mail at least 21 days before your payment is due. The second round of credit card reform that goes into effect this week is the most extensive. The regulations deal with many of the issues that are most important to consumers, like unexpected interest rate increases and fees. So, if you're ready, here are 5 ways the new rules can help protect you. Number 1, interest rate increases can't happen easily. For fixed-rate cards, your interest rate can't be hiked for an existing account balance unless you're at least 60 days late making a payment. For new accounts, the rate can't be increased at all during the first year if you're paying on time. But for variable rate cards, the interest rate can always increase or decrease based on the index it's linked to, such as the prime rate. However, when a creditor offers a promotional interest rate for any type of card, they have to honor it for at least 6 months. Number 2, over-limit fees are limited and must be permitted. You'll have to give your consent for a creditor to charge an over-limit fee on your account. That's a penalty for accruing a balance that exceeds your credit limit. You may be thinking, why would I ever give permission to be charged a credit card fee? Well, I don't recommend it, but if you do agree to over-limit fees, you'll never have to worry about having a charge denied due to insufficient credit. The good news is that you can only be charged 1 over-limit fee per billing cycle. Also, you can't be charged an over-limit fee if the reason you go over your limit is due solely to interest charges or fees and not due to your spending. Number 3, late fees and payment fees are restricted. You can be charged a late fee if your payment is received by 5 p.m. on the due date but doesn't get posted to your account. Nor can you be charged a late fee when your payment arrives on the business day that follows a due date that happens to be on a weekend or holiday. Now, you can make a payment any way you like, by mail, phone, electronic transfer, or online, and creditors can't penalize you for it. However, they can charge you a service fee to expedite a payment. Number 4, more account information will be at your fingertips. Creditors now have to make your account terms and agreements available online. They've also got to beef up your monthly account statements with disclosures. They have to tell you how long it would take to pay off your balance if you only made the minimum payment each month. The statement also has to show the payment and interest that you'd need to pay in order to eliminate your full account balance within 3 years. And 5, the highest interest portion of your debt now gets credited first. When you make a payment that exceeds the minimum monthly amount due, it's allocated to your highest interest balance first. For instance, if you made a higher interest transaction, such as a cash advance, that balance would be paid down before any balance you have for regular purchases. As great as the credit card reform is for consumers, there are still credit traps to be aware of. Okay, back to credit traps that the Card Act doesn't address. The new regulations don't put any restrictions on how high credit card interest rates can go, nor do they limit how much newly invented credit card fees can be, and they don't restrict how much your credit limit can be reduced. The new regulations also don't apply to business credit card accounts. They only apply to consumer cards. So be sure to read each month's credit card statement very carefully and watch out for increases in rates and fees and decreases in your credit limit. Also, be on the lookout for brand new fees that card issuers may try to slip in to increase their revenue, such as processing fees or inactivity fees. You know that in order to use credit cards wisely, you should never charge more than you can pay off in full each month. But if you have to carry a balance for a special purchase or because you get stuck in an emergency situation, always use a card with the lowest interest rate and fees that you can find. Compare current offers at sites like creditcards.com, cardratings.com, and creditcardguide.com. Keeping your credit score as high as possible will make you eligible for the lowest interest rates out there. If you're not subscribed to the Money Girl podcast yet, remember that it's free, easy, and doesn't require an iPod. My favorite place to get podcasts is iTunes. Go to iTunes.com, download their free software, then search for Money Girl and hit the subscribe button. It's that easy. If you want more Money Girl, be sure to connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, or email. Also, check out my latest audiobook, Money Girl's 10 Steps to a Debt-Free Life. Find it on audible.com and in the iTunes Store. I'm glad you're listening. Cha-ching! That's all for now. Courtesy of Money Girl, your guide to a richer life.